Hi, I'm Chris Guzikowski, and I'm here today at Software Architecture in London with Andrea from Container Solutions. Andrea, welcome, and thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Great. Could you tell us a little bit about your background? Because it's not your typical software architecture background. Some insight into your qualifications and the fact that your passion for psychology and how that plays out in your work.
Well, you're absolutely right. You don't often see a psychologist on a software conference like we have today here.
But it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does make a lot of sense, yes. So yes, my background is in psychology. I have a degree in clinical psychology, and I have been working in mental health care for about 10 years. I recently made the transition to working with Container Solutions, and that became more apparent as it became the company struggling with their hiring, and I could see an opportunity for me to help them out. With my clinical background, I was able to spot people who might not behave the way that the company would want them to behave. So that's where our marriage started. But for psychologists to work in organization is not strange at all. It's a bit unknown for some of the companies maybe working in this industry. But if you look back, maybe even 50 years, we could already see psychologists helping the army by selecting who is fit to be a pilot and who is fit to, be a ground force soldier. So psychology and work and organizations have been working together for a very long time already. And there is a lot of research out that has been done by psychologists that can be beneficial for companies in the software industry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So why, in your opinion, why is this behavioral topic so hot? Why is it so important? I mean, and for so many companies, and I know you can only speak for Container Solutions,
right.
But if you could speak for why this is so hot.
So obviously behavior is not only a very important predictor for job performance. The way people behave in more natural situations can tell us how they will behave in future situations. So it's very important where you hire, and who you hire in the end makes your company the success you want it to be, or the team, the success the team you want it to be. And now that the industry of software is so fast, so quick, so high demanding, we expect more and more of our engineers. Maybe in 20 years ago, it was fine to just interact with the computer, and that was fine. But nowadays, they need to do more. They need to be able to speak to managers, to speak to clients. And therefore, having those tool sets like communication skills, they call them soft skills, is very important in order to survive in this fast-paced industry.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what differentiates CS in this sense? How are you different than the average bear?
Well, CS obviously is a professional service company. So we have consultants that work at companies to help them improve their own software. And because they work at clients, they encounter clients that might have a complete different vision or idea of problem solving. So our consultants need to be able to read, they need to be able to teach, they need to be able to understand and be curious to create a sense of understanding of the problem they find when they enter a new client.
Right.
So being able to do that, have all these skills, these communication skills, problem solving skills, those are not things you would normally find in a university class.
Right.
So psychologists across the board, other industries have been helping making these development plans, professional development plans. How do you grow? And that's actually what I offer on a daily basis at Container Solutions.
Okay. Do you feel like you've made a positive impact on the culture at Container Solutions? And I'll preface that with, I'm of the belief that the culture is the absolute most difficult thing to change about any organization.
So culture is already a very abstract dimension. What is your culture? And we try to define it from a perspective that we like to. What I did in my talk, I talked about the learning organization, a culture of learning, of feedback giving, of openness, about taking the best out of everyone.
Okay.
right? So how can we help each other to be the best?
Mm-hmm.
You could call that a high performance team. So helping people takes a lot of effort, making people improve, investing in people. And that's what I do. That's what I help people, the engineers at Container Solutions with.
That's good.
So I do one-on-one coaching. I have developed a leadership program which actually addresses these competencies that they need to develop in order to do their job at the client, but also to help their own colleagues at work to become better.
Great. So we've been at it for a few years here with Software Architecture Conference, and I'm guessing that you're one of the very few clinical psychologists, if not the only, who's ever presented. What does that mean to you to present here? And
So
how was your experience? You just got done with your session, right?
I did. So it was a huge honor, first of all, to be asked. I've been working in this industry. I've been getting to know more engineers. This is not my first talk on a software conference. And every time the responses are fantastic. People love psychology. Engineers love psychology. They have this huge hunger and thirst for the things that I know. So it's been an absolute fantastic opportunity to speak here and share the things that I know on my field with the rest of this industry. I think both of those fields can completely work together and improve a lot of things when it comes to the technology that is moving fast and that's impacting a lot of people's lives at the moment.
That's great. Well, we're thrilled that we were able to give you a platform to help spread the word, and I really appreciate you taking time out of a very busy day to talk with us. So it's nice to meet you. And,
thanks, Chris.
Thanks
for everything. Cheers.